Hi class, welcome back to English 120, where we're discussing different methods for user-centered design. This week we're going to dive into personas and their use and effectiveness in user-centered design. Personas can be a lot more than just a word to describe someone acting or a character that somebody is embodying in a play, for example. Actually, personas play an integral role in creating reliable research for user-centered design when they're designing an interface or discovering problems that users are having with a specific interface. So we'll discuss more about it, but take this few minutes in this next video to just soak all the information about personas and we'll move forward then. As we've talked previously, user-centered communication should prioritize the audience's needs. But how does this sentence, it sounds great in theory, but how do practitioners create a reliable and structural foundation from this based on research? User interest should drive a large part of design. For this reason, engineers and designers should put it upon themselves to gather as much possible information on the end user that they can. This will curtail, of course, their design choices, molding the deliverable into a product that limits any type of functional or user error. In Chapter 6 of our reading, as you'll see in the syllabus, in the design of everyday things, Norman labels this method of thinking as solving the correct problem. Now, in many different interfaces, users are obtaining a goal, and that's why they are using the product. If they're encountering many problems en route to their goal, narrowing what those problems are and how to solve them would be considered solving the correct problem. Once practitioners understand the problem and the reasons it's happening from the audience perspective, then they can start creating functional changes that will actually help the user instead of just offering patches that never address the true nature of the problem. Likewise, user action should be studied closely, looking for their needs and potential problems. Designers must find the key needs of the user to create meaningful personas that thus inspire the deliverables that we all want to create. For example, look at these two examples of personas on the screen above. Each one is created for a project that wants to redesign an interface for specific users. Each persona offers an example of two backgrounds of potential users. Through user research, user experts created two different potential users of the system. For this example, the system is a data process management system that is implemented in a technology company. The audience members are actually workers in that department that need this system to create their paperwork and documentation. Background characteristics like the user's occupation, schooling, and relationship with the interface are all very important aspects to add in the persona. These personas are not created at a whim, rather are done by collecting research, providing surveys, and having interviews with potential audience members of the interface. Once the UX designer has collected enough research to make credible personas, that is when they can start to be created and implemented in the design process. Of course, although each of these qualities mentioned in the personas do not speak for the wide range of audience members using each interface, you can start to see how this method acts as a great foundation for further designing. Personas help to stop creators from inserting their own biases in user interface creation. What might work for an expert creator will not work for a novice user, or in any case what the user actually needs out of the product versus what the designer thinks they need. Personas are not as simple as impactful as theory makes them out to be. They are seen as effective in some cases and discreditable in others, but nonetheless they act as a powerful foundation and a nice guide for UX designers looking for a foundational start to knowing their audience better. As we continue this week using personas to gather our user design interface project, I want you to think about in each discussion post you post at the end of the week about different reliable tactics that you can use to start creating credible data to create personas, because I think once you start interviewing or providing more research on the actual audience base of your interfaces that you would like to redesign, the personas will start to grow in front of you and you'll see more what we mean, and then of course follow up with the lectures the rest of the week to continue to dive into personas. Have a great day, class. Thanks.